First of all, hello everybody. Uh, Thank you for having us. We are really happy to be here. So we are in a studio based in between London and Palma de Mallorca. For the moment, luckily we are together in London, but normally we are connected through Zoom or video calls. And it's great to be here and giving us this opportunity. So we like to do all sort of projects, most of them, all of them, really meaningful changes across different sectors. So we were working, for example, in Digital Sapient, which is a dynamic identity system in construction tech. We also were lucky enough to rebrand iWalker, which the mission is helping small businesses to open different doors financially. And also we had the opportunity to design Anima issue 1 and 2. Is giving the perspective in a global design discourse, which it was great to work on. And also we did, or we do project more in finance, like BD, which is a multilingual identity for Islamic personal finance. And this is a bit of So our work is all about impact, clarity, and collaboration. That's why I think it's great to talk about the specific project that we are working on because we were working really close in collaboration with Nacho. But we believe in collaboration, curiosity, and creating work that matters for us. This is a bit of, more in detail, the overview than the type of project that we do. We like to work in 360 project. Uh, we like to also create systems, design systems that work in a 360 um, world. That it could be digital, or it could be analog. It should be working in every single aspect. That was BD. This is Anima, the one that we were mentioning before. This is a bit overview. Obviously, if you want to go more in depth, you have the website to see. But this is a bit of overview of the type of product that we do. And this is Anima number 2, which we had the opportunity to work in augmented reality, motion branding, the editorial design, website, the event in itself. So we consider ourselves really lucky to work in this project. This is the project that we work, third culture, and it's more about this giving opportunity to this designer and artists that they consider themselves cultural third, which is people that were living, so they were born in a country, but they were growing up in different countries, so they feel that they always have a third culture. This is a project that we show in the introduction as well, which is Digital Sapiens. Is about being an architect, and these people help architect to visualize in real time how the building is working. In this case, we designed to work in a also 3D system and logo, because we believe that buildings are three-dimensional, so why not to create a three-dimensional system or logo type. Red Lab, which is an agency that you can book your travels, and this is based in Kuwait, and they want to expand globally. This is a project that is quite funky, and we love the approach. And this is in Costa Rica. We designed the packaging and brand identity for Café Plantel, with this packaging, this playful identity that reminds where the coffee grows in Costa Rica. So that's why we put this landscape in the identity and the packaging. And this is one of the projects that we were working in augmented reality for Adobe. Adobe created this new app called Aero, and they asked us to deliver a placeholder project for everybody to play and work with the app. So we are quite curious. So we love to be involved in printing. We love to be involved in the production just to check that everything is in place. And we love testing everything that we design because some people just well, now in this time that we are living, we design a lot in the digital space, and we think that everything needs to be printed and tested if the final outcome is printed, just to not have surprise. We also are involved in education. Maria and I, and also Nacho, are teaching in Greenwich University in the School of Design, and we deliver workshops all across. So also we recently delivered another one in Spain, in Merida. So happy to keep focusing in education. And also we believe that experimentation is key in our process. So every project for us is completely different approach in the technology that we use. Um, and that's it. I think it's important for us to keep exploring new technologies and new approaches. So we normally don't follow the same. We follow a quite strong design process, but instead of experimentation, every project is different. Also, we love including Nacho paint murals. I think it's great to be painting outside, not always being in front of the computer. So that is giving us breaks of or test a different reality. So as I say, each project for us push us to think differently and break the new ground. That's why we are always testing and checking and doing also self-initiate project for us to try and test different technologies and different skills to apply this into new projects for clients. So for us, this is key. Discover the purpose of the project, collaborate closely with client and friends. In this case, for example, as I say, we work with Nacho, explore ideas, craft with precision, delivering impact, and keep learning. I think people we teach at university, and the student thinks that once they get the title of graphic designer, this is over, and this is not true. We are learning every single day, and we are growing as a designer every single day. So this is graphic design, or design in general, is a long-term career. So we love and we have fun learning different things. So I will give you now with Maria a bit to introduce a bit more about Castil. And also, Nacho, feel free to jump anytime if you want to comment anything from the process. I think this project we will go in depth. Normally, we don't do that in depth. That in depth, I think, is the first time, and it helps us to reflect also the process. So it's great to see and to come back to what we did and how we did it. I hope it will help us. So it help you to understand how we think and how we tackle every single project.
Yes. Yes, this opportunity was really good for us to look back and really understand and see everything we went through and feel the satisfaction that every decision that we made really came from a very specific place. So as we said, we do a lot of collaboration. It's a very big thing of our process, and we love that every project gives us an opportunity to work with amazing people. And this time we got together with Ignacio, and just to try to work with Castil and see how we could take this to their new phase. So yes, so just to see how we could take it to the new era of Castile. So the place where we started was this. This was their previous logo, and a little bit of their image, their color palette, and how the brand was looking and feeling, not just in their graphics, but also in their art direction of the photography. It was very outdoors, very render sort of photography, and very focused to hospitality sort of art direction. So what we decided to do with this was almost like an audit and defining what the brief should be. We felt that there were specific things that were not necessarily working as well with the new values that the brand wanted to evoke it, and then also specific technical things, like for example why the logo has these differentiation between the C and the cat and the still, which was not coming from a specific, it was not a decision specific, not to do with language. The owner didn't even know why that decision was made. So it was like this kind of understanding of the brand and where we were coming from to what we could build. So they wanted to build an identity that felt strong, that felt adaptable, and and specifically to mirror the feeling of their metal work. So it is an Italian brand. So there was a part of this heritage in the fact that it was coming as a little sister from another bigger brand, to highlight the craftsmanship. So they are all about making their own. They do all the work. They want to emphasize the versatility because they work with designers that are able to customize and put together and their designs and their and produce their designs. So in terms of the roots, the Castil has a big legacy in terms of craftsmanship, and this Italian craftsmanship and being made in Italy and having like that reinforcing that part of the brand, and then how important it was the design excellence in everything they wanted to tell about the story. So we immerse ourselves on their factory, how they did it, their processes, and try to find the heart. So where we could mix tradition and innovation in their techniques, in their finishes, and the designs that they were encouraging designers to come and create. So it was incredibly beautiful to see all the inners of all of these processes and identifying these bars and these metal bending as something that was very key. And that's when we decided on what was the edge, what was making Castil special. And as I said, we thought this bending was incredibly beautiful, incredibly versatile and variable, and it could transform into anything. So it was this idea of them being experts in metal bending and of how this could be customizable, the precision and the quality with which they do all of this, and then how it could accommodate a very contemporary Italian style in terms of design. So here we went to every band and every world was telling a story, and this is how we started with the idea of the bar, the bending, and how these bars could house content and meaning. So we explored how this art of metal bending could be explored as an identity, how it could feel fluid, how it could feel strong, adaptable. This was a very key line of their furniture that was very popular, and we thought that it was very good to extract different things from it. So then first logo sketches and these explorations were trying to capture this essence of movement and structure. And here we can see a lot of initial sketches where there was also the exploration of the stackability, of the modularity of the typeface, then just working with bars and how these bars could be shaped and emphasizing different specific aspects, how initial system explorations that there would be scrapped or refined in the future, and a lot of beautiful explorations of sketches. And here is something that was starting to get closer to what we were feeling was feeling more Castil, and Nacho created this beautiful variable motion that helped us identify this feature of the A and how that really well could be mirroring this key feature from the furniture that they line that they were emphasizing. So this is how it started. We were really excited at this point, really thinking about the metal bending, and how the outlines of the type of the logo could mirror this idea. I start thinking about materiality and it feeling like an actual object in itself and the metal aspects of it. Um, and then we thought it would be really, really exciting and to not stop there, but push it even further and make a bespoke typeface that would echo this precision, this flexibility, and would just tie the whole project together into a very cohesive system. So the things that we were looking into was something that was balanced, that would balance technical precision, the creative expression, and then that felt very industrial and functional because it was where it was going to be housed in the end. So we Nachos had started with this beautiful, very fun let typeface and then through refining and trying to see whether we needed a more industrial tone, a more instead of a more human expression, and to mirror also the some of the features of the that we would later use as the brackets of the system. Um, the typeface was refined. And here you can see a lot of the different iterations that we worked with in doing. Not sure if you want to talk about, probably you'll have more in-depth.
Yeah, hello everyone. So yeah, basically at this stage we were taking a lot of decisions on letter shapes just to reminiscence the logo, have this connection with the product. At the beginning we start with some more diagonals, like as you can see on the tip of the letter G, or if we go back to the previous slide where you have the top word is a bit more friendly. So we transitions from something a bit more friendly, which is already reminding or like connecting with the logo, to something a bit more connecting with the logo and with the system that we were building with this kind of like L shapes or like I don't know, like parentheses. Yeah. Yeah, this was the initial design. As you can see, the letter Q, the F, the A, the K, even the K, the number 9, 6, they were closing a bit. Letter Y, the T, the R, the L, all of them, they were a bit, curving up, which is present somehow in the furniture and in the product. But we transitioned to something a bit more simplified and a bit more connecting with this system that we were building that also was present in the product, a bit more horizontal endings, just to connect more with the final logotype.
Creating more like Maria also said, like trying to create like a bit more industrial and not just friendly. So this, I think, or we think that it was more connected with the industrial factor of the factory itself. The other one with more rounding, more curvy, it was like much more friendly, and this was more toward industrial. And this, I think, round shapes also remind us the tubular shape of the furniture. Here is like more in detail of the typography, how Nacho develop it, and I think here is also the whole system of glyphs and that we or Nacho develop himself.
As you can see in the letters that are in between parentheses, these were the first ideas, and just by changing these few characters, how the typeface completely changed to a different tone. This is not the last version. As you can see here, we already have, we still have on the Q and the G these diagonal shapes that we got rid, and we went with more horizontal letters.
For us, typography is the key of this brand because it's giving the whole character to the brand identity. I think is we are working with the typography in quite discreet set because it's not removing the protagonism of the furniture or of the brand itself. I think it's a nice feature, quite subtle, but quite a strong character to give personality to the brand. At the end of the day, the brand itself or the system is quite simple because for us the most important thing was or is to give protagonism to the furniture itself. But I think working with Nacho in this specific typography brand identity is giving a lot of character to the Castil brand.
Yeah, it's also a display typeface as we introduce it, but also works really well in text. So all these little details, they show at large sizes, but when they're small sizes, they become a bit more invisible, but still there, which is what we were trying to achieve as well. So a typeface that is both display and works for text in small tags, where you're gonna see now all the applications where the typeface works at really small sizes as well.
And here is where we started seeing everything together, both the logo and the typeface. So in terms of how we answered this from the beginning was we started creating the system where and see how we could create a modularity with brackets, with the information in a very functional way, and then still perceive like integrate these in the DNA, these shapes into the DNA of the brand. So here's we start seeing how we initially starting putting the logo with the brackets by stacking themselves, and like how these could show option, customize, variability, and then start thinking about this industrial side of overprinting and information and how to display it. So this brand had to live across physical and digital mediums, so and on products and applications. So we started really trying to see how we could have what could be the answer for this. And here we can see some initial tag designs and just tests, basically, where we're just putting the brand in work. And then at the same time, we were able to also influence the art direction of like all the photography and how and all of these elements could work together as a brand. So it just becomes a lot more of it gains a lot more personality, and in admiring the features and and the context in which this furniture could live in. So it was really nice to see that it was all getting together. And these are initial explorations of how the brand could be looking like this. And then we got the first, we had been having loads of feedback and working really closely with the client. But then in terms of this logo, they really enjoyed it, really liked it. But then perhaps we started thinking and questioning whether it could be bolder and and how whether it was the best way to emphasize this idea of the metal and the bending. So we started working on evolving the logo type, whether it could be lowercase instead of uppercase, whether it needed to be outlines, or it could just be the steel metal bars by themselves. And then we landed into something like this, that we thought had a lot of character, that worked really well with the system as well. And then having these ordered and like this analysis of whether which ones was stronger and worked better with the system. And here you can see a bit of how both of them worked in both the systems and the system that we were creating. And in the end, this is the final designs we landed on, and that it all started with the bars, and that's where we ended up with, and how these could shape, could host the logo and the brand, could host the information in a stackable modular way, showing flexibility, showing the versatility of how the brand could be housed, how the furniture could have its own space in it. And here are a bit of the final applications that we ended up developing. Just emphasizing the idea that we wanted it to be very distinctive, feel very adaptable, and that was true to Castil, through also the photography art direction. So here you can see both the idea of the tags that we're able to go both in physical but also in a digital space. The typeface as well. That is a specimen where we were emphasizing specific features of the brand, of the typeface. Then the business cards on one side, where it was very physical, very analog, or on the other side where it could be more detail space, and where we are introducing as well the brackets on the imagery, and it's just this very subtle touch that still already makes it feel very much in line with the system. Having a little bit of fun with the typeface and it being actual metal bars, which was really fun. And then again, just how the brand would live in the factory context, how it could live in the product and the product part, and a very cheeky, nice signature branding the furniture in itself, which was super exciting to see it in the actual metal.
Something that we thought from the beginning is like with Nacho and the client is the logo should be also like extensive to be able to do these things. We were extremely excited when we received this image on the product in metal. This is a real image from the client. So they will try to actually do the logo this way in the metal furniture. I think it looked great, and it's super exciting as a designer see your logo in a metal piece welding. We would like to record this in a video. I see how the fire comes when they are doing this logo themselves. It was great to see this picture.
Yeah, and then also more functional aspects of it, like invoice, office, admin, stationery. The next step will be to develop the website. So we had a bit of an opportunity to create a little bit of a tester. And then just seeing it in action and in motion was also very nice to see how the whole system had come together in a very satisfying way that was hitting all the milestones that we had and the goals that we had set up at the beginning with the brief. So yeah, in the end, this project was incredibly good to work with. The client was one of the best clients we've had because it is a very special project, and when the client is very invested in the business and it's and it's really nice to work with someone that also trusts us and our criteria and trying to guide them through what might be best and taking our feedback into consideration was really good.
I think it's great to bit by bit. We are really lucky to work with the client that we are working at the moment because they contact us for the type of work that we do, and that means that they trust us and give us flexibility in the thinking. I think something from our process is having this collaboration from the beginning with the client in the creation. We start working with having workshop with them to fully understand what they want, what they need. And in this case, the feedback was amazing to receive the feedback. It was always constructing to improve the brand development and the design process. Because they actually the client pushed us a lot, because when we thought that we had the system ready with that specific logo, pushed us to make it even nicer or better in our opinion. I think how it looks now is an evolution of how we were thinking. Maybe the thinking was similar in the process, but the outcome with this new logo for this specific system is working much better. So it was amazing to work with the client in this case. But as I say, normally the type of client that we are having at the moment is exactly the same process. We are really lucky to work with this type of client that they help us to create a better design.
Yeah, so thank you so much for hearing everything that we had to say about it.